Firstly, let me say how honoured I am to have been included in this list of speakers, of industry professionals, of researchers of great note. I come to you as a researcher, as a student, to share some of what I've learned along the way. Earlier this year, Hot Springs industry trends were provided to the Global Wellness Institute by its Hot Springs Initiative Board. Input came from Hot Springs owners in Australia, Austria, China, Czech Republic, Hungary, Japan, New Zealand, Romania, Slovakia, South Africa and USA. Let's look at where recent academic inquiry is similar to some current industry trends. We'll also identify some gaps where future research could closely match those trends, and even where research might inspire future industry trends. Decades of balneological research has provided extensive data on the health effects of bathing. Ideally, that global health sciences research would align with Hot Springs industry trends, providing evidence-based research to support or perhaps challenge the new experiences offerings at Hot Springs. China in particular is seeing springs currently being designed to provide environments, activities and accessibility for everybody, from infants to seniors. Real estate developers, commercial insurance companies and hot springs companies have partnered to develop retirement villages around hot springs. There will soon be over 250 million Chinese over 60 years of age. Hot Springs village development for the elderly market is likely to keep growing. Now, the effects of balneotherapy for seniors has featured as a topic for several studies over the past decade. I recommend one recent article to industry, given the move towards geothermal retirement villages. Last year, Turkish researchers studied balneotherapy effects on pain, quality of life and anxiety in elderly patients with generalised osteoarthritis. 50 were given medication, Etidola, 50 were given balneotherapy as visiting outpatients, 50 were given balneotherapy as hospital inpatients. Now the inpatients group did better. An older study, but very relevant to this trend, comes from Japanese researchers. 31 community dwelling seniors, Spring, which is a comprehensive intervention program, including exercise classes, nutrition classes, and bathing twice a week for 3 months. It found that Spring may improve physical function among community dwelling older adults. In addition, Spring may have long-term beneficial effects for older adults. A reported USA trend is hot springs as part of a more comprehensive package of health and wellness during guests' experience. Similarly, across Romania, Slovakia, Czech Republic and Hungary, the main trend is the blending of centuries of tradition with modern medical knowledge. In China, balneotherapy, combined with medical treatment and/or traditional Chinese medicine packages, is an important trend. This better enables hot springs visitation to be covered by medical insurance. About a dozen hot springs have been included into the medical insurance system by being converted into hospitals. Recent research has aligned with this packaging trend. Various studies of the past 2 years involving balneotherapy plus wellness programs in their interventions, including balneotherapy plus diet plus education plus exercise. Balneotherapy plus exercise has been shown to be more effective than either activity on its own. Several recent studies have had bathing trial participants guided through their total program, one by a qualified physiotherapist. Methods from these trials could be helpful when applied to industry programs and integration into concierge and guide roles. Study outcomes could also support the incorporation of these roles and back promotions of the initiatives. Out of Austria this year, a program of mountain hiking and balneotherapy was explored. Better results for lower back pain for the hike and bathe group. So here's evidence to support a fun, integrated wellness product for the many commercial springs in hills and mountains. One of the Japanese industry trends is better educating guests to onsen water properties. This way they may be able to better understand effects on their body, better choose their onsen experience. Water Properties are generally well reported in academic studies, usually including mineral content, pH and temperature. Now, increasing bathers' understanding of the therapeutic properties of water elements may help their choice of bathing venue and potentially enhance their experience. Here could be a valuable exercise for industry and academia to work closer together on the creation of an evidence-based explanation of effects and a worldwide standard classification of hot springs. I believe the Global Thermal Think Tank is the perfect forum for this project. Reports from China indicate hot springs experiences tending towards a better fit with the Healthy China 2030 guideline of the Chinese government, which encourages a shift in China's national health policy from treatment-oriented to prevention-oriented. Outcomes taken from existing longer balneotherapy program trials and those with up to 6-month follow-up results could help frame a better understanding of regular bathing programs. Most academic research explores the efficacy of balneotherapy for programs like and problems like osteoarthritis, chronic lower back pain and fibromyalgia. More research could be focused on the longer-term outcomes of preventative bathing programs with healthy participants, reflecting the Chinese trend and providing more data to support it. From South Africa, we hear of hot springs experience creation in a wild environment, such as a wildlife reserve or spa offering in one. Professor J-Paul de Vierville reports from the USA hot springs becoming recognised as powerful points of destination for ecological wellness and transformational travel. He says there exists a deep sense of the sacred within and among these global hot springs sites and sources. Last year we saw Femtech announce formal establishment of the Asia Pacific Institute for Hydrotherapy and Climatotherapy Tourism with climate wellness in hot springs tourism. There's much evidence supporting physiological benefits of various mineral spring elements. However, the ambience, the surrounds, and therefore perhaps the expectation effect of the bathing experience is not well reported. A review of research in Japan found the physiological effects of nature therapy will play an increasingly important role in preventative medicine. Such studies into nature therapy and forest therapy and climate wellness, these could be replicated to better understand hot spring specific nature connectivity. And from Austria, we hear in the Hot Springs Initiative trends that over the past 3 years the one-day escape has grown, yet most research is not about single-session balneotherapy. It's about 2 to 3 week programs of up to 5 sessions per week, especially in Europe. An exception is an Austrian study which found a single-session bath had greater relaxation effect than exercise or progressive muscle relaxation. To wrap up, I want to float the possibility that the next round of industry trends just might be led by balneotherapy researchers. A fascinating study this year came from Hungary. They investigated balneotherapy effects of Szigetvar thermal mineral water on 74 bathers aged about 67 years old with osteoarthritis of the hips and the knees. We don't currently see too many commercial hot springs operators marketing the organic matter in their water properties. It's generally about the mineral effects. This team had a group bathe in tap water, another in the whole springs water, and another in the organic fraction of that water, extracted without the minerals. Results from both the mineral water group and organic fraction group were better than the tap water group, and when compared, there weren't much differences, except at 3 months follow-up. Then the organic water showed significant improvements in several measures, including pain. So will we see hot springs extracting the minerals from their water and providing a special pool of just the organic component? I want to see that meeting with your marketing departments. Thank you.